Hello, good morning. I am Dr. Sawan Didi. Today's topic that is a structure of the atmosphere. First of all, we should know that what is atmosphere. Atmosphere is the layer of air that envelops the earth. This layer extends approximately up to an elevation of 10,000 kilometers from the surface of the earth. Thus, when we are observing, when we are studying that man lives in the lowest layer of the atmosphere, which is made up of three components. Which are those three components? Those are, number one is a gases, second one that is a water vapor, and third one that is a dust particles. So this is the envelope to hold the earth by the force of gravity. So as the atmosphere is highly elastic, compressible and expandable, it is also mobile. This mobility is found in the form of winds and air currents. While studying to this, we had seen the description of this introductory part of the atmosphere. Now, second one, that is a atmosphere provides all gases. Ozone layer acts as a protector to obstruct ultraviolet rays from the sun, and hence the ultraviolet rays is very harmful for human being, and it influences the climatic condition of the earth. As the gases which are present in the atmosphere, which is a mechanical mixture of the gases, and nearly 99% of the volume of atmosphere is composed of various gases, and in this nitrogen and oxygen are most predominant gases, and they together form 99% of the pure dry air which is present in the homosphere. While observing to this nitrogen, how much percent of the nitrogen which is present, that is 78.08, oxygen which is present 20.94, argon 0.93, and if you will see the carbon dioxide is only 0.03% in the atmosphere. After that we will see next point, that the water vapor is being continually added to the atmosphere through the process of evaporation that takes place from the surface of water and swampy areas and from transpiration from the plants. So water vapor is invisible and it mixes freely with the air. This is highly variable constituents of the atmosphere, and hence the proportion of water vapor varies from very small amounts to a maximum of about up to 4% under humid condition near the earth's surface, as a proportion which is greater in coastal areas, and it decreases towards the interior areas of the territorial land. We are calling it as a continent. So proportion of water vapor decreases with an increasing in altitude, and it is virtually absent about 10 to 12 kilometer from the surface of the earth, and hence lower altitude it is proportion changes from place to place according to the period of day and the season. Though the amount of water vapor in the atmosphere is small, it is an important element which is being described. Next one, that is a dust particles. As a this is the third component of the atmosphere, is also highly variable. The dust particles are microscopic and hence are not visible to the naked eyes, and hence due to their small size and weight they float in the air. So large number of solid and liquid particles in air are called aerosols. As being description of the structure of the atmosphere, this is the knowledge which is very difficult regarding the vertical extent of the atmosphere, because there is no sharp boundary between the air and extraterrestrial space. Approximately atmosphere extends for a distance of 10,000 km from the surface of the earth. On the basis of its chemical composition, entire extent of atmosphere may be conveniently divided into two divisions, as the first one, that is a homosphere, and second one, that is a heterosphere. First of all, we should know that what homosphere is and what heterosphere is. So in this homosphere, this is the zone extends for a distance of 80 km, which is shown in this diagram, which is from the surface of the earth. In this, a chemical composition of this zone is highly uniform in terms of proportion of its component gases. Second one, that is a heterosphere. Above the altitude of 80 km, chemical composition of atmosphere is not uniform. This upper zone is known as heterosphere. As a homosphere, this is the base of the temperature and zones of temperature changes, and homosphere is divided into three layers. Which are those three layers? Those three layers are: first layer, which is shown near to the earth's surface, that is a troposphere. Second layer, that is a stratosphere, which is above the troposphere. And above the stratosphere, third layer, which is a mesosphere. Each of this layer is separated from each other by a narrow transitional zone, which is known by the term ending with pause. So as far as diagram, we will discuss the points which are included in the homosphere. Those are three layers. The first layer is a troposphere layer, second one is a stratosphere layer, and third one, that is a mesosphere layer. Now first layer that we will see, that is a troposphere. What is troposphere? The lowermost layer of atmosphere extending up to 11 km from the surface of the earth is known as troposphere. So up to 11 km, this is the layer which is present, that is known as a troposphere. And if you will see the elevation, it is not uniform. It is only 8 km at the pole, while it is 16 km at the equator. So as the layer contains 75% of the total gases of the atmosphere and virtually all the water vapor and dust particles. So 75% of the total gaseous mass of the atmosphere which is present. So throughout this troposphere, when we will see the temperature of air decreases with an increasing in elevation with a mean rate of 6.4 degrees Celsius per 1 kilometer. This rate of decrease in temperature is known as lapse rate. So in this layer, the atmosphere gets heated by convection, conduction and radiation, and also gets cooled by these processes. So the processes of convection is very important, through which heat from the sun, the surface of the earth, is transported to the higher altitude. So the temperature of troposphere is not uniform and it changes with the period of the day and the season. So troposphere is the only part of atmosphere where atmospheric phenomena like fog, frost, clouds, lightning, thunder and precipitation are found. So this was the first layer which we had discussed, that was a troposphere. And above the troposphere, as we have seen that the narrow transitional zone, which term as a ending with pause. So the pause to be taken, that is a above the troposphere, that is a tropopause. So this is the thin zone of tropopause lies above the troposphere and is commonly known as the ceiling of the troposphere. This zone has a uniform temperature. So here the first layer that we had discussed. Now the second layer, that is a stratosphere. This major zone of atmosphere lies above tropopause as extends up to an elevation of 50 km. As we have seen that troposphere, it extends up to 11 km, and above this troposphere, this is the second layer, which is a stratosphere, which extends up to an elevation means the height, and up to a 50 km from the surface of the earth. So this zone temperature of the air increases gradually with an increasing in elevation until the temperature of 0 degrees Celsius reach up to about 50 km. Stratosphere contains much of the atmospheric ozone which is found in this stratospheric layer, and this gas concentrated in the layer that extends between 15 and 50 km from the surface of the earth, and hence it is known as ozonosphere. Ozone gas absorbs a part of the ultraviolet rays of the sun and thus protects the earth from intense heat. So we are safe, whatever the living being which is present on the earth, due to this ozone layer, we are protected from the ultraviolet rays which are coming from the sun, and this thin layer of the stratopause lies above stratosphere. So the level of temperature of air begins to decrease with an increasing in elevation. Next one, that is a mesosphere. This zone lies above stratopause between 50 km and 80 km. As we have seen that first layer of the troposphere, which is extends up to 11 km. Second layer, that of a stratosphere, which extends up to a elevation of 50 km, and this is the third layer, which is a third layer, that is a mesosphere, which extends up to a 50 km to 80 km. As in this diagram, we are observing that increasing of temperature, decreasing of temperature as elevation which is going on increasing and decreasing. So as far as concerned to the various layers, the temperature which is shown, here which is being rising and decreasing, that it is shown in this diagram. So as we are studying the three layers that are of the homosphere, troposphere, stratosphere and mesosphere. So mesosphere extends up to a 50 to 80 kilometer from the surface of the earth, and hence the temperature of air decreases. As you will see in this mesosphere, temperature is going on decreasing with an increasing in elevation. Means elevation means height which is increased, and hence a 8 kilometer altitude, a low point of minus 83 degrees Celsius is reached. So temperature of air decreases, which is shown over here, and hence a thin layer of mesopause lies above mesosphere and is known as mesopause. From this layer, temperature of air begins to increase. Now we will come to the next, that is a second chemical composition, that is a heterosphere. Above the 80 kilometer, this is the chemical composition of atmosphere, which is not uniform, though the upper zone is known as a heterosphere. Up to a mesosphere we have seen. Now the next, that is above the 80 kilometer thermosphere. This lie above homosphere and extends from 80 kilometer to 135 kilometer from the surface of the earth. And hence a temperature rises very rapidly in this zone, reaching up to a 1100 degrees Celsius to 1650 degrees Celsius. But this temperature value do not have any meaning because the density of air is extremely low. So while discussing to this, density of gas molecules and atoms is very low in this zone. It is made up of four gaseous layers, which are those the heavier gases tend to predominate in the lower section, while lighter gases are found higher up. These various zones of different gases do not have sharp boundaries of separation, but they have gradual transitional boundary zones, and those gases are: number one is a nitrogen layer, which extends from 90 kilometer to 200 kilometer from the surface of the earth, and it is mainly made up of molecules of nitrogen. Second one, that is a oxygen. This layer lies above the layer of nitrogen and extends from 200 kilometer to 1100 kilometer from the surface of the earth. It is made up of oxygen. Third, that is a helium layer. This layer extends between 1100 kilometer to 3500 kilometer from the surface of the earth, and it is composed of atoms and helium. Fourth one, that is a hydrogen layer. This layer lies above the helium layer and it is composed of atoms of hydrogen. Ionosphere. This layer is of great importance to global radio communications. This zone extends between 80 km and 400 km from the surface of the earth. Long wave radio waves are reflected back to the earth and lower part of the ionosphere. This layer is known as which had been given by the Kennedy Heaviside layer. Long distance radio communication is possible only because of this layer. So as we have discussed the layers, that was a first layer, troposphere layer, second layer, that was a stratosphere layer, third layer, that is a exosphere layer, and lastly we will come to the conclusion that the earth is unique because it has life. Life is critically dependent on the presence of air, water, and land. The atmosphere is the envelope of air around the earth, held in place because of the earth's gravity. The atmosphere extends from the surface of the earth to a height of approximately 1600 km, where it merges into space. As a NASA, ISRO, who is also studying about the space, as Pathfinder, which is seen on the moon as well as on the Mars. And due to this, photographs have been taken, and in these photographs, the how the earth is seen, how the moon is seen, whether air is there or not, whether living being will live or not. So as a due to this study, research, within a very few days it will come to see what will happen. Lastly, I thanks